Hey, howdy folks, Rampage here to take a look at Smackdown for August 16, 2016. So, caveat to start the night off. AT&T sort of botched my service tonight. About halfway through the show, the audio got super stuttery. I know a few other people on Twitter had the same issue. So, this review is a little lighter on the second half than it is in the first half. How do we start from the night? We start with Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Randy Orton backstage, chatting it up. Slater shows up once again, trying to sort of weasel his way back into their good graces. He's got a fruit basket. Unfortunately, Shane McMahon picks up the fact that someone else's condolences fruit basket. But Slater's basically like, hey, you know what? I saw the offer you made. I want to take you up on it. And they're like, no, that's not on the table anymore. He tosses an apple at Randy Orton, who's got his arms crossed. It basically lands in his cleavage and just sits there. Kind of an amazing shot. But basically, Orton says, you know what, I'll fight you, and they decide that, hey, you know what, if Heath Slater can beat Randy Orton, he'll have a Smackdown title, or contract. So we'll see where that goes. From there, we move on to Miz TV with Maurice, which basically brings out Ziggler and Ambrose again. Super intense face-off between the two of them. Why are they doing this? Ziggler's got it. He's got the grit. Ambrose says no, he doesn't. Ziggler says yes, he does. And then, essentially, after a long, intense conversation, super kicks Dean Ambrose in the face and walks away. Pretty rad. I like that Ziggler has the edge. I like that. From there, we move on to our first match of the evening. We have the Usos, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros taking on the Vaudevillains, the Ascension, and Breezango. Yeah, 12 people. So, starts off the first minute or so is pretty regular, then big brawl breaks out, tag team turmoil, everyone's in the ring, we go to commercial break, we come back, some more wrestling, and then we have my favorite spot in a great big match, is that chain of everyone hitting their finishers on each other, and at the end, American Alpha does hit Grand Amplitude on Aiden English and picks up the win. I do like it. I like American Alpha sort of sitting at the head of the pack there. From there, we have Naomi set to take on Eva Marie. Naomi comes out to her new remix of her theme song. Crazy black light entrance. Her ring gear's all sort of like neon and glows. Her hair has like green tips that are also black light sensitive. She's throwing out day glow bracelets, light up shoes. Really cool entrance. I thought it was awesome. And she's set to fight Eva Marie, who they do half of her entrance and then announce that she's stuck in traffic and won't be able to make it. I love it. I love Eva Marie dodging matches. This is my new favorite thing on SmackDown. I've got a lot of favorite things, but this is just... It's Chris Jericho level of coming out and not saying anything. That's how good it is. From there, this is where I start having audio issues. We have Curt Hawkins facts. Yes, Curt Hawkins is coming back. Yes, he was one half of the Edgeheads with Zack Ryder when they were Edge's goons back in the day. Be great to see what happens here with them. Basically, there's a whole bunch of Chuck Norris facts that are rebranded as Curt Hawkins facts. From there, we have Heath Slater taking on Randy Orton. Orton basically pounds him into submission in the corner, at which point he gets DQ'd because he's not listening to the ref, therefore Slater wins, who then takes a massive beatdown, followed by the elevated DDT on the outside. But basically, Heath Slater does win, and then we have him backstage afterwards with Shane after the commercial, talking to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. He obviously doesn't know where he is. Starts talking about Mick Foley, Holy Foley, calls Shane Stephanie a few times, and then Shane basically takes the contract away from him and doesn't let him sign it. There's something weird going on there. I get what they're trying to do with Heath Slater, but having Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan basically walk away and be like, nope, you earned this contract, now you can't have it, that seems a little out of character to me. After that, we had Dean Ambrose taking on Erick Rowan. Dean Ambrose does win via Dirty Deeds. Post-match, Bray Wyatt sort of looks at Erick Rowan in his loss, looks at the sheep mask, puts it down on the chair, and just walks away, sort of abandoning Erick Rowan. Does this mean Rowan breaks off on his own like Braun Strowman does? Only time will tell. From there, we've got Becky Lynch and Carmella taking on Natalya and Alexa Bliss. About halfway through the match, or a portion through the match, Eva Marie shows up, does her entrance, followed by Naomi, who shows up behind her. She looks horribly offended and runs away. Lots of distractions, and then in the end, Becky Lynch does get the win with the disarmer. From there, we get an announcement of a new SummerSlam match, being Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Naomi to take on Eva Marie, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss. Will Eva Marie wrestle at SummerSlam? I'm hoping she doesn't, because I can't wait to see what her excuse not to wrestle is this time. From there, we have our main event. We have John Cena taking on Alberto Del Rio. Once again, I didn't get to watch a lot of this. I figured out about halfway through the match if I put on the low definition instead of the HD channel, I could actually get the audio to work. But at that point, the match was most of the way over. In the end, Cena actually powers out of the cross arm breaker with a powerbomb, hits the Attitude Adjustment, gets the win, who then gets jumped by AJ Styles. Styles basically cuts pretty great heel promo on him, basically with your time is up, my time is now, which everyone has used against John Cena at this point. Styles goes to leave, gets jumped by Cena. Cena hits the Attitude Adjustment on him, then drags him outside the ring, moves the stairs over, pulls himself off top of the announce table, hits the Attitude Adjustment through the announce table to close out the show. Cena with the last laugh. Hopefully that means Styles wins at SummerSlam. Speaking of SummerSlam, I will have a review up with my predictions later this week on how SummerSlam's going to go. Until then, that's it for this week. Sorry, this is a bit short. As I said, I didn't get to watch half the show because the weird audio issues really messed it up. But until next time, please like, please subscribe. Any questions or suggestions, leave in the comments down below. Please use the hashtag Rampage Reviews, and we'll see you next time.